Hello, organisers are billing it as Iraq's million-man march. And from early morning, fleets of buses have been ferrying streams of supporters into Baghdad for one of the largest anti-American protests in recent times. Today's demonstrations were called by the former firebrand and still hugely influential Shia cleric Muqtada al-Sadr. He wants all US troops and other foreign influence to be removed from Iraq. There is still significant anger over the US drone assassination earlier this month of senior Iranian General Qasem Soleimani as he left Baghdad International Airport.
A city of 11 million people with almost no one on the streets. Trains, planes, buses, cars, almost nothing leaves or enters Wuhan. Hospitals in the epicenter of the outbreak are overwhelmed with patients. So overwhelmed that authorities have now decided to build a new, dedicated hospital from scratch. They're hoping to complete construction in just 6 days. In existing hospitals, health workers are working tirelessly against the virus. Despite the rising number of cases, the World Health Organization has refrained from declaring a global health emergency.
Philippine authorities are sending back nearly 500 Chinese tourists who came from Wuhan. The tourists had arrived in Calebo, that's the stepping stone to the holiday hotspot of Boracay, just before Manila announced that it was halting flights from Wuhan on Thursday night.
Authorities have arranged 4 flights to take them back to Wuhan. Aviation officials say none of them were quarantined or showed symptoms of the virus.
Separately, the Philippines has reported a suspected case of the virus. A 5-year-old boy from Wuhan tested positive in preliminary tests. Samples have been sent to Australia and a result is expected tomorrow.
A desperate and futile scramble to save their homes. Within a few hours, nothing but debris. People try to salvage what little is left. To the authorities, these makeshift houses were built illegally. But for the people here, this was home. This was once part of a labyrinth of homes that housed tens of thousands. It's situated on the outskirts of Abidjan International Airport. That's where, earlier this month, teenager Laurent Barthélemy hid in the landing gear on an Air France flight. His lifeless body was found by flight officials in Paris. Believing Barthélemy had hidden in the shanty town before jumping the fence onto the runway, the government ordered the Adjoufu neighborhood evacuated.
Tembi is not her real name, and she doesn't want to show her face because she's afraid she'll get into trouble for complaining. Reading this newspaper article has made her angry because it could explain why her newborn baby died. At least 10 babies have died in the same hospital in Tembisa Township in Johannesburg in the past 2 months. The government blames drug-resistant bacteria. The cause of the infection isn't clear. Doctors say it can lead to pneumonia and meningitis. Some South Africans blame hospital overcrowding, understaffing and poor hygiene. Health department managers admit employing more nurses and doctors could help prevent more deaths, but there are other issues.
chief here, and I'm not going to say exactly where she lives, but it's in kind of the Heights area, felt it. I think Chief felt it in downtown, so this explosion was felt quite a while, quite a distance. One thing that I want to add from us as when this occurred, our units along with HFD did go house to house to over 300 houses to notify people, and we actually recommended until further notice that either shelter in place, but our recommendation was to leave the area early on, so we didn't have enough information. We also know that one person is unaccounted for, but the family's here, and we're keeping that person in our prayers. The areas that are closed right now will be Stefani and Gennard, Triway and Gennard, Gesner and Gennard, Tolina Way and Gennard, and Gesner and Clay.